Blink and you missed it. Harry is attending this once in a lifetime coronation of King Charles, but not really. He's just fulfilling an obligation and then leaving immediately. He's not connecting to any of his family members, and Meghan didn't attend. Always watch what people do. Harry is not spending any time with his family. Here we have Andrew in full royal regalia. Harry is in an ordinary suit, but he's allowed to wear his medals. So Andrew's fortunes have improved. Just last year, he was banned from attending the Order of the Garter. Andrew was booed entering the coronation. Look at his reaction. Here's Harry and Andrew in front entering the church. Were they booing Andrew or Harry because they're walking together? Notice Harry is positioned behind Andrew in the procession. Also, the royals enter the church in order of least to greatest, with the king and Camilla entering last. I believe Harry's group were the first royals to enter. Here's the seating arrangement. Andrew has the prominent position as head of household on the end. Harry is lost in the middle in the back. Blind item number 5. I have no idea about the way over to England, but in the airport lounge, when the ginger haired was returning, for whatever reason, he was just using the speaker on his phone rather than AirPods, and everyone clearly heard the illiterate one, Meghan Markle, telling him he was only allowed to have one drink on the flight home. He then turned off the speaker and put the phone to his ear. I don't know if I completely believe this blind item. However, it does highlight how controlling Meghan is and how enslaved Harry is. This is the Meghan show, not the coronation of King Charles. Get with the program, people. Meghan didn't attend the coronation because of unconscious bias. Therefore, Prince Harry should not attend to support his wife. But he has to. It's all about Meghan. Next, it's Archie's 4th birthday, and selfish Harry is in England at the coronation. Next, Meghan releases a new picture of Archie on his birthday. We never get pictures of Archie. It's the Meghan show. Let's take a look at some of these energies. Good day, YouTubers. Welcome back to my channel. Time for a spot of royalty. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination, Fortune Telling, the Magi Method. Find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle and paperback versions. Find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. Blink and you missed it. I mean, Harry was there just for a moment. So I want to look at the energy first of, his visit on the coronation. Did he feel snubbed? Was he distant? Because his body language, everything is body language. He literally didn't spend any time there. That means he's uncomfortable. He doesn't want to be intimate or personal with anybody. I want to look at just kind of overall, are we going to see Meghan controlling him in these cards? Are we going to see him being angry? I mean, what are we going to see here? Kind of curious. So blink and you missed it. Let's see what we get here. Cornerstone. Angel. Cast out. Interesting. Yeah, he's the angel and he's cast out. So this is Meghan wants to appear as the angel, and so she's getting Harry to do this. People and events separated. Oh, executioner. Okay. So what do we have? Some interesting cards here. Foundation, the solid foundation of the royal family. Angel, he's the good guy. Okay, so he's the good guy. And this is what the hypocrites do. They moralize at you. Climate change. And I'm concerned about the environment too, but anybody who doesn't follow their narrative, the narrative of the unbelievably stupid people, you don't care about the environment. That's not true. They pretend they hold the higher moral ground. And it's absolutely not true. It's absolutely not true. It's just terrible. And that's what Harry is doing.
And that's what Meghan is doing. That's what Meghan is doing. That is not what Harry used to do. Harry used to be just every man who he just happened to be born as a prince. And he was every man. He didn't moralize at anybody. He didn't judge anybody. He did really stupid things. He got drunk. He played naked billiards. He was just an ordinary bloke. A really fun chap. And he did just stupid things like a kid. But here he's moralizing. He's the better man. He has the higher moral ground in this situation. And because of that, he's cast out. 1923. But he's part of this family, and he's a blood relative. 2 hearts. So that is the message that he's trying to send. I don't think that message is getting across. But Harry's the good guy, and the royals are the bad people. And cornucopia, this is a money card. All the money, Magi, manifesting, and this has to be done now. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. 4-leaf clover is very ephemeral. It only happens like right now. Ruler, this is a wand. This is a club. So very solid, very earthy, very rooted. Charles is literally becoming king, and this is the foundation of that kingdom. He's kind of out. He wasn't allowed to wear any royal garbs. He wore an ordinary suit. And the conflict, it takes center stage. And this is like a legal proceeding, interestingly. Yeah. So what I'm getting out of this, it's an obligation that he had to fulfill, but he is cast out. He's like not part of the family, and it's because they're terrible people and he holds the higher moral ground. So this again is a message, okay? By coming for 1 second and then leaving immediately, Harry was trying to send the message that he's the better person and that they're wrong and he's upset. I don't think that message got across. I really don't. And I didn't really expect that from the cards. But that's what we got. So I'll take it. Okay, so Andrew, the news, and I should have flashed up the news article headline that Andrew was booed. But you can see from the pictures that Harry's standing right next to him. So how do you know it was Andrew and not Harry? I mean, were they like, yo, Andrew, boo. Not Harry, boo Andrew. I don't think that happened. You just heard the noise. You heard the boos. And they're all standing there together. Harry's standing right next to Andrew. In fact, he's standing behind Andrew. His position is now behind Andrew. And even in the polls, Harry is less popular than Andrew. Okay, and there's good reasons why Andrew is unpopular. So, was it also booing for Harry? Let's look at Andrew and Harry. Was it also Harry who was being booed, or just Andrew? Harry's the good guy. He's an angel. Like Meghan. Andrew. Well, that no is interesting. Harry. Overseas. Okay, ruler. Oh, 10 spades. So it was just Andrew. So we have a no. We have a full stop. We have some, we have a couple of ugly cards here. We have the 9 spades for Andrew. We have the 10 spades for Harry. His people, the people closely so manifesting, they don't want him there. They do not want Andrew there. That's what this says. 22, 26, out because of events, that transpired with that guy Epstein who did not kill himself. They don't want to see Andrew. So Andrew's definitely got booed. I mean, that's accurate, of course. Trip overseas, hard work, king, and the worst possible result. 23, 33. Yes, they were also booing Harry. Of course they were. And it affects Harry. All this stuff affects you. I notice whatever I do, I always think everybody sees everything. No matter how subtle it is, the shoes you wear, if you button your top button, which the top button of my shirt is currently buttoned, everybody sees everything, and it affects the people around you, even though they may not seem to notice. Okay, does this affect Harry that he was booed? Oh, you bet. It's devastating. It's devastating. He went overseas for the king, and this is the worst possible thing that could have happened. He's really hurt by this. And is he just going to have one drink on the flight? I think maybe he'll have several. So they were definitely booing Harry. They were obviously booing Andrew, but they were standing together. The world and the karmic relationship. They're 14 and 4 diamonds. The crown serves the people. It serves all the people. So yeah, they were definitely booing Harry. And of course they were booing Andrew. So I have an interesting question about Andrew being the fall guy. Okay, we have all this stuff with Jimmy Savile. You know, Charles is being crowned. Okay, he was crowned today. So to take the eyes off of Charles, is Andrew the fall guy? Okay, there's a very public scandal with Andrew about this guy, Mr. Epstein. Okay, and notice none of the names have been released from Epstein. Okay, and they got the woman, they got Ghislaine Maxwell, and she hasn't released any of the names. Who's the fall guy there? His name is Epstein. Okay, and a lot of people think he didn't kill himself. Okay, then there's that guy Harvey Weinstein, who's a very bad guy. But I personally know that there are much worse people in Hollywood. I know about these people. I know them personally. And I have some good idea what they're up to. And they're still up to it. They're still doing these horrible things. And they're worse than Weinstein. So, you know, I wonder, I just want to ask, is Andrew the fall guy to take the eyes off of Charles? I mean, I think inquiring minds need to know. I want to know. Is Andrew the fall guy? Mustard seed message. Making a play. What do the cards want to tell us? Is Andrew the fall guy? Closely associated people. Message to blocking messages, blocking information about closely associated people. That is a distraction. Blocking information about people closely associated with Andrew. 5 and 5, 10, 3 diamonds. Using everything at their disposal. 3 diamonds. To prevent information about other closely associated people. Charles, other people in the royal family. So yeah, right on the surface, this says Andrew is a fall guy to protect others in the royal family. Committed to making a play for the long term, reacting to 5 hearts, Queen of Spades, bad things lying, you know, the snake lies in the grass, bad things laying in the situation. So I believe that the royal family has terrible secrets and things that they just simply can't explain. But I do like that there is a royal family. I think that this helps to define England as a people and a country, and I think that's very important. In the same way that America has certain things that help to define it as America, certain rituals, certain established principles. The king and the monarchy is one of those things. I love the monarchy, but I don't necessarily believe their hands are clean. I don't believe that they don't have secrets that they're hiding. I think they have terrible secrets that they're hiding. So in reaction to these things, for the long term, they want to keep these things hidden, and they're making this play. 21, 23, 28, 38, 40, 10 spades, because it could destroy them. So is Andrew the fall guy? Yes. They're using him to make sure that other information about other royals doesn't come out. And again, I would just say, look how effective they are at hiding the list, the Epstein list. Okay, and Joe Rogan comes out and says, how come that list hasn't been released? Okay, why isn't Ghislaine Maxwell singing like a canary? I mean, it's just weird. Okay, now we had that, Harry, you can only have one drink. I said that's very controlling. All of this, okay, I want to look at Meghan and Harry, and I want to look at control, because everything happening here, Harry going for like 1 second and then leaving and not interacting with or connecting to any of his family members, this is all in Meghan's favor. This all works for Meghan. Meghan took Harry out of his prince role. Meghan took him away from his whole life. Meghan took him away from all of his friends and moved him first to Canada and then to America. That's what a narcissist will do. They want to completely control Harry. And if Meghan was in complete control of Harry, just suspend disbelief with me for a minute, then this is exactly what she would want. She literally doesn't want him to go there at all, but he has to go. Okay, so she made a big fuss. I'm not going. Unconscious bias. They can't say racism anymore because people are just not swallowing it anymore. They're like, I've drank all the Pepto-Bismol I can take. I've taken the diarrhea medicine. I just can't swallow that racism crap anymore from you, Meghan. So now they're on to unconscious bias. And next, what will it be? Stub toes? Racist stub toes? Probably. So did Meghan pressure Harry to return immediately? Because, man, if Meghan was, twisting her mustache and laughing maniacally, that's what she would do. So let's look at Meghan and Harry. Did Meghan pressure Harry to just go really fast and then come back right away? Because he really needed to connect to his family. Meghan. There's a big change in the middle. Harry. These are interesting cards. We live in interesting times, and these are interesting cards. Let's look at Harry first. He is over the long term, he is manifesting his own isolation. That's for sure. 23, 32, and 8 spades being as outcast. So Harry is not blameless. I do believe he's a sock puppet. But he is manifesting over the long term and working. 10 clubs is also a hard work card. He's working really hard to isolate himself and kick himself out of the royal family. I mean, idiot is doing this, and we see it every day. What's over here on Meghan's side? Reacting to circumstances. She's not going to go. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go. It's Archie's birthday. Why aren't you here? Okay, and I think she's using the wrist like this. Why aren't you here? We have to celebrate Archie's birthday. What are you doing? Okay, so 7, 2 clubs. Okay, so she's reacting. And I think Meghan goes through life reacting. She's a victim. Okay, and the South Park was really good. Like the PR firm, Duchess, influencer, victim. And no matter what thing they put up, the last one was victim. Meghan is a victim. She is not in control of anything. It's everyone else's fault, and she's always the victim. So she's reacting. She's not coming because she has to react. And a big change has occurred. And 2 clubs, she's committed to this. So this whole side here says victim, and Harry is just manifesting. He's manifesting his own isolation and being kicked out. And you can see it visually. He's sitting in the back. He's behind Andrew. He's wearing an ordinary suit. He's not allowed to dress up as a royal. And Andrew is wearing royal garbs. So Andrew has been raised in position, and he is being pushed down in position, even right before our very eyes. 3 hearts, 10 spades. This beautiful spectacle of Charles being crowned, it is a disaster for Harry. Okay, so did Meghan pressure Harry? Meghan's a victim. Harry is manifesting all this over the long term. So, interestingly, this is what's on the surface. That's what Meghan wants. Meghan wants to be perceived as a victim. None of this is her fault. If she shoots Harry with a gun, in private, and all the cameras are turned off in the house, it's all Harry's fault. I mean, so what? He was naked and the towel is dropped in the hallway. I mean, he's so much stronger. I mean, ignore his big belly. And the fact that she had 2 guns in hand, and a chain and a lock. Harry, this, I think, just tells us what it really looks like. Yeah, so through sweetness, through luring, the destruction is occurring through... 3 hearts is a flirtation card. Beautiful. She's luring him through love and flirtation. It's not a love card. It's more like, come to me. She's drawing him to his own destruction. She's drawing him to his destruction. So, but on the surface, Meghan is completely exonerated, and Harry is doing this. So what do we have here? In the first reading, Harry is technically royal. He's only technically royal. And his point was to show that he holds the higher moral ground. Okay, he's the Greta Thunberg in this situation. And it doesn't matter how nonsensical what he says is or what he does, he's the good guy and the royals are the bad guys. I don't think that this is flying. I don't think anybody's believing it anymore. And you can tell that by how popular, I forget what his popularity rating is, but Meghan's popularity rating in the UK right now is -33. To say it's in the crapper is a tremendous understatement. Who were they booing? Were they only booing Andrew? Because that's not the media narrative. Harry's the good guy. So the media is not going to say bad things about Harry because of unconscious bias. That's why. Okay, so they couldn't have been booing Harry, but they were. And Harry's devastated by it. They were booing Harry just as much as they were booing Andrew. Was Andrew used as a fall guy to protect other royals and even Charles himself? Absolutely. That's exactly what is happening here. So, as bad as what Andrew is doing, and Andrew kind of rather deserves what is happening, okay, maybe there's worse secrets that they're covering up and use, look at Andrew. No, stop looking at us. Look at Andrew. Look at Andrew. Okay, but having said that, I am a fan of the monarchy, and I hope that it continues for a long, long time. Because individuals do what individuals do, and I blame the individuals. Don't hate the game, hate the player. Okay, actually that's not how that goes. It says don't hate the player, hate the game. Anyway, in this case I say hate the player, not the game. Anyway, did Meghan pressure Harry to return immediately? Harry, for all intents and purposes, everybody is going to blame Harry, and perception is more important than the truth, in my opinion. I think Meghan is pulling all the strings. Anyway, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. My subscribers are not getting a lot of subscribers these days. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination, Fortune Telling, the Magi Method, and I'll see you the next time.